In the heart of 15th century Florence, a city of power, art, and ambition, lived a woman whose voice is rarely heard today. Lucrezia Tornabuoni, mother of Lorenzo de Medici, a noblewoman, a political mind, and a poet. But beyond the politics and the splendor of Renaissance Florence, she wrote something deeply personal, a spiritual declaration of resistance, a poem addressed not to a lover, nor to a rival, but to temptation itself. Tonight, we step into her inner battle. Lucrezia Tornabuoni was born in 1427 into a powerful Florentine family. She married into the Medici dynasty, the family that would shape the Renaissance. Florence at that time was a paradox. It was a city of breathtaking art and intense moral struggle. Wealth, beauty, political intrigue, and deep religious devotion existed side by side. For a noblewoman like Lucrezia, faith was not merely private. It was survival. It was identity. It was power. Her poetry reflects something rarely preserved in history: the spiritual voice of a Renaissance woman confronting sin, temptation, and moral danger in a world overflowing with luxury. The poem we are about to hear is not gentle. It is defiant. It is confrontational. It is a declaration of spiritual independence. Listen closely, because this is not just theology. It is psychological warfare.
I concern myself with you no more. I have taken up strong arms against you. I do not answer when you call. I ridicule and deride you instead. Oh, enemy, I now have passed the dubious way. My Jesus has freed me. You gain nothing by remaining. I have known His grace, so I will not fall. No longer tempt me with hook and bait. I do not answer when you call. I ridicule and deride you instead. You believe you have good reason to shower me with pleasures, but I no longer think of you, so I will not offend my Lord. I want you to leave me be. I no longer want to hear your cries. I do not answer when you call. I ridicule and deride you instead. Who makes his way to the side of Christ has little need of your words. Who takes care to stop his ears is not harmed by your calls. I go to follow him who died on the cross. Do what you will, I desire you not. I do not answer when you call. I ridicule and deride you instead. Now I want you to leave me be with your threat of mortal wounds. I will think only on my sins and on God whose bounty is infinite. I want now to lead my life so that God will love me. I do not answer when you call. I ridicule and deride you instead. Now show me what you can do, how many pleasures you know. If you were you and of your party, you would have from me nothing else. Consider my struggle at an end with your false and trivial ways. I do not answer when you call. I ridicule and deride you
What makes this poem remarkable is not simply its devotion, it is its tone. Lucrezia does not plead. She does not beg for mercy. She confronts the enemy. Who is this enemy? In Renaissance spirituality, temptation was often personified, sometimes as the devil, sometimes as worldly pleasure, sometimes as inner weakness. Notice how she rejects pleasure, wealth, false promises. Florence in the 15th century was one of the richest cities in Europe. Luxury was everywhere. Yet in this poem, pleasure is described almost as bait, a hook designed to wound the soul. This reflects a deeply medieval understanding of morality, even as Renaissance humanism was rising around her. She stands at a cultural crossroads, between medieval fear of sin and Renaissance celebration of beauty. And she chooses resistance. That tension between splendor and salvation is what makes this text so powerful. There is also something profoundly personal here. This is a woman speaking with authority, not as someone passive, but as someone who has decided, "I do not answer when you call." That line repeats like a shield. Repetition becomes defense. Silence becomes strength. In a society where women's public voices were limited, poetry became a space of power. This is not just religious devotion, it is autonomy. More than 5 centuries later, the world still offers its hooks and bait: luxury, distraction, noise. Lucrezia's words remind us that resistance is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is simple, refusing to answer. Thank you for listening to this voice from Renaissance Florence. This is Consumed History, where history speaks again.